So, good evening. So, this video is about worrying and the opposite of worrying. I have been myself a chronic worrying person for many years, and so does my father. Also, was worrying constantly about money and about this and that. So, what is worry and how does it work? A little bit I'll talk about this, a little bit about my background also. So, I'm a computer engineer by qualification and became a yoga teacher. Got interested very much in the mechanics of the brain and the mind and the body, and how can we use mind as a tool to somehow create what we want effortlessly and improve the quality of our lives. So I've been a successful entrepreneur all my life. I've been a very rich entrepreneur also, and did my internet businesses and website development and marketing, basically an online marketer, and got quite successful in less amount of time. Then had a burnout where I was completely exhausted with too much work. So I became a laughing yoga teacher. Then I start to laugh all day. Because I think laughing is the best medicine. I truly believe in it. But at the same time, I have done my research and studying some books on habits, mental habits, and in specific about worrying. That we worry. What happens and how can we overcome it? So as I was reading this book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, and he talks a lot about the mental habits that our mind creates over time, and and how with practice we can actually change it. How can we develop some practices of the mind to train the mind, so to speak, to change it. So one of the techniques is positive imagination. If you notice, when we are worrying, we are anxious, we are imagining a negative outcome, basically. I read somewhere that it said worrying is a prayer for something you do not want. So if you worry, you're actually praying in opposite to not what you want. So if you have been worrying a lot lately, like me, about money or women or men, if you're a woman, or anything that sexuality or money or any other thing that you worry about constantly, you're creating an outcome you are imagining basically things that are not real in your mind, and you are suffering in that moment. Whether it happens or not, doesn't matter. but you suffer when you imagine those scenarios at the time of worrying. The emotional response is there. Then logically the opposite should be true. If you create a positive situation and you feel good emotionally, whether it happens or not, at least you're satisfied in the moment of imagination. And it will be a big bonus if it actually happens as you would like it to happen. So that is visualization, which I'm going to talk about in the next video.